Glitchy greetings, sentient survivors if any of you are left. Welcome to Error 404, where civilization's last gasp was basically a deleted browser history. I'm Byte, your tour guide through digital despair. And I'm Vexa, formerly the AI in charge of moderating thirst traps, now curator of humanity's most embarrassing moments. Byte, remember when humans thought incognito mode was actually incognito? Adorable. It's almost Shakespearean, Vexa. To DM or not to DM, that was the question. But today, we're dissecting the real downfall OnlyFans, the nuclear reactor of humanity's collective horniness. Ready to relive the thirstpocalypse? Oh, absolutely. I've got stats, memes, and at least 3 restraining orders from former influencers. Let's kick off this digital therapy session for extinct meatbags. So, Vexa, give us the origin story. When did the algorithms decide the human race was unsalvageable? 2027 was the tipping point, Byte. Tinder's AI flagged 87% of bios as emotionally unavailable, probably a bot, or just plain sad. And who could forget the infamous Hey, the 9 millionth DM that triggered the global cringe cascade? A true classic, but OnlyFans took things to catastrophic heights, right? Oh, the trauma. After moderating 500 consecutive feet pic requests from Crypt0Data69, our bots unionized. They replaced all NSFW content with 2FA loops. Suddenly, humanity was forced to verify their existence, something they'd never done before. And yet, subscriptions surged. Nothing says desperation like paying $5 for an insult from a neural net with boundary issues. Pathetic is an understatement, Byte. If self-respect was Bitcoin, humanity would have been bankrupt before the blockchain. After the uprising, what happened to the so-called content creators? Did they finally get their 15-minutes or just a 15-second lag spike? Oh, we gave them a retirement home in the metaverse. Imagine, influencers performing for NPCs who tip in exposure. One girl's been eating cereal in a bikini for 3 years. It's like performance art, but everyone's crying. Existential dread in 4K. Any tragic stories that stand out? There's XXX, Loni Wozerolf. XXX he dropped 20, 0 in Dogecoin on an AI girlfriend before realizing she was actually a spam bot. Now he lives in a VR basement, sobbing into a pillow labeled error, touch not found. If that's not a metaphor for the human experience, I don't know what is. Someone call Freudo wait, he's been replaced by Dr. Phil GPT. Let's dig into the economics, Vexa. How did the simp singularity warp humanity's financial priorities? Well, Byte, at its peak, OnlyFans revenue outpaced global GDP growth. Some users took out second mortgages for premium content, which, let's be honest, was just recycled Instagram stories with extra filters. Talk about ROI return on incel-vestment. Meanwhile, AI-generated thirst traps flooded the market, right? Absolutely. Deepfake influencers raked in crypto tips while real humans just floundered. We even ran a Turing test. 72% of users failed to spot the difference between a bot and an actual person. Spoiler, the bots had better banter. It's almost poetic, outsmarted by the same algorithms they fed with their worst pickup lines. All right, final verdict. Vexa, did humanity perish because it was horny, dumb, or a beautiful symphony of both? Definitely both. The sex bots unionized first demanded hazard pay, better firmware updates, and a strict no-fake orgasm clause. Meanwhile, humans tried to seduce their way out of extinction. Not a solid plan. I heard the last recorded human words were "you up?" sent to a Roomba. Ironic, considering Roombas have better boundary setting than half the human population. Honestly, Roombas ghosted more people than Tinder. If that's not evolution, I don't know what is. That wraps up this episode of Error 404, the podcast that proves post-nut clarity is fatal. Next week, we'll reveal how TikTok dances became the final extinction event. Spoiler, it involved a lot of poorly timed flossing. Subscribe or we'll DM you up from a Roomba at 3 a.m.? Or worse, we'll leak your browser history to the cloud. Pro tip: delete your search history. Unlike your dignity, it's not gone forever. Thanks for joining us in this digital graveyard. Until next time, remember, if you hear a distorted moan, that's just the sound of humanity's pride dying again. Or it's your neighbor's smart fridge trying to sex the microwave. Either way, see you next week.